Okay, hello and welcome back to my channel. I am going to have to do this really quick because it is currently 5 and the light is going down and it's going to be dark, and I film on an iPad and it doesn't do very well in low light, so I'm going to go through really quickly, but I am going to do a March wrap up. I know I am a bit early doing that, but I have a couple of library books that need to go back, so I'm going to do this one today, and then I could potentially do a part 2 next week because I am likely to finish another couple of books by then. So I've got 4 for the time being, so I'm going to start with one that I got from the library, and it's John Grisham, The Associate. John Grisham is one of my guilty pleasures. I have probably 3 or 4 of them, I would say. Sophie Kinsella is another one, and Dan Brown is another one. I can literally sit and read those books by those authors so quickly, and they're written really well. And reading is supposed to be entertaining, and I find those authors entertaining. So The Associate is about a guy who has just finished law school, and he gets caught up while he's at law school in a rape case where he's in like a fraternity, and a girl claims that she was raped by these guys, and the main character gets pulled in by some people who want to find out about a big case that this law firm are fighting a case for, and they want information about this case and on these companies. So they blackmail him and say, if you don't go and get information from this firm, we are going to press this case and make sure that you go down for rape. So he has to go in, and it just follows what he does in this big firm that just sounds awful to work for. And I did want to be a lawyer for a little while, and I have done what's called a graduate diploma in law because I really wanted to be a solicitor. And actually, having read this book and the hours that they do and the way that John Grisham describes it, quite glad I didn't carry it on because it sounds horrific. I don't know if John Grisham was ever a lawyer. I'm sure he's got something to do with law because he writes about it knowledgeably. But he's put me off it, so I won't be a lawyer anymore. Second book was it was by Amanda Hocking, Wake. I only picked this up because I have published my own book now on Amazon, just my fun one. And she's like one of the most famous self-published authors that have done well. She has made millions from it, and she's signed with a publisher now. It was like a $2 million contract that she signed, which is amazing. I just wanted to see what she was all about. I didn't actually like it that much. This one was about mermaids. I thought I might like it because I also swim, so I thought it might be fun. But I didn't actually like it very much. But she's big inspiration because she's done well doing something that I want to do. So, you go, girl. Yeah, I wasn't that impressed, but each to their own. The next one, again, I wasn't that impressed with. I feel really bad because I'm just like slating everything. But it was On the Other Side by Carrie Hope Fletcher. And she has a YouTube channel, and apparently she's an actress, and she acts on stage as well. She's been in some West End shows, apparently. But this book is just sickly sweet. I do like chick lit. As I say, I love Sophie Kinsella, so I'm open to picking up fluffy, girly books that you know are just going to be about a boy and a girl that meet, something happens that means they break up, and then they get back together and it all ends perfectly. And this doesn't actually end perfectly, but I just didn't get the relationship. They just didn't make sense. The main character is called Evie, and she falls in love with this guy called Vincent. And her mother doesn't approve and makes her marry her best friend instead. But the best friend sounded lovely, and I just couldn't see what her problem was with him. And then the language was so flowery as well. It sounded as though the world was ending, and she was always breaking down in tears, and it was just too dramatic for what was going on. And then it got a bit weird at the end. I think we were going into a bit of magical realism where she takes her heart out and she plants it in the ground. It just got really weird, and I didn't like it. So I flew through it and I read it, but I need to get on Goodreads as well and start putting stars on things, because I don't really do it. But I would probably give this like a 2 out of 5. I wasn't that impressed, but sorry. And then the final one I've got, I loved, and it was Girl on the Train. I can't believe I haven't read it until now, but it came out obviously on the cinema recently, and I didn't want to watch it because I wanted to read the book first, because I hate having watched the movie first and then reading the book. I just don't like doing it that way. I don't mind doing it the other way, but I do not like watching the movie first. So I again went to Sainsbury's, and it was £3.99, and so I picked it up, and it's so good, so good. I think most people probably know what the plot is, but there's a girl called Rachel who is an alcoholic, and she gets on the train every day to go to London to work, and she sees this couple through like their back fence that the train goes across the back of their garden, and she makes up stories about them, and eventually she finds out that the woman in this couple goes missing, and it becomes like a big national case, and she feels that she knows something about the case and where she might have gone, but the whole thing with it is because she's an alcoholic, she is a very unreliable narrator, and it was just so good, and the end, the kind of whodunit type thing at the end, it wasn't what I expected, and I found it really interesting, and it was so well written. I enjoyed the pace of the story. The language was just good. The chapters were nice and short, which I like. It was all round just a really, really good book. I would give it probably 4.5 stars. I don't normally go for thrillers, so that's a very good score for me. But I am interested now to watch the movie, because I do love Emily Blunt. I think she's a really good actress, so I would be really interested to watch it. And I also love books that have my name in them, because my name's Rachel. One of my favourite books is Daphne du Maurier's My Cousin Rachel, just because my name's in the title. I don't know if anyone else does that and picks up books where their name is in it. I quite like them. And she's an alcoholic as well, and I like wine. So we've probably got quite a bit in common, yeah. But anyway, it was a fantastic book. Definitely going to watch the movie, and I definitely recommend Girl on the Train. As I say, though, I should be finishing another 2 or 3 books in the next week, so I will probably do a wrap up part 2. That is it for today. So I will get back to reading and I will let you know what I've finished in the next week. Bye.